Welcome to Playflow's weekly podcast for video game reviews. I'm Bioshockraptor reviewing Resistance Fall of Man for the PS3. This game was released simultaneously along with the PlayStation 3 and MotorStorm, and even though most games that are released with the console usually get a low rating from critics, this game has been argued that it's one of the best console launch games. Resistance Fall of Man is rated mature 17 plus by the ESRB and MA 15 plus in Australia. The controversy following this game is that it has too many similarities towards the Halo games. Well, we'll see. So the story goes as these aliens called Chimera have invaded Earth during World War II and have taken over Russia and most of Europe, and they are currently invading Britain. A resistance force from America comes to try and beat these horrible and terrifying creatures to a pulp. It's an alternative story to World War II, which is where it happens. I actually think this is a lot like the Halo games. Aliens invade, one certain dude steps up to kill them, etc. Most of us have experienced this same storyline, but it isn't bad. Xbox owners may feel a slight sense of deja vu, and it might seem to them this is just Halo set in the 1950s. The thing is, it isn't. It will definitely suck you in, and it makes a good fictional storyline of what could have happened during World War II. I like it, and I think it has a nice twist to it. So you play Sergeant Nathan Hale, who is part of that resistance from America. He doesn't actually speak that much, but the feel you get from playing him is strength. He's shaved, or bald, whichever you want to say, with a green World War II outfit on. In the first level of the game, he gets attacked by the Chimeran babies, which look like the scarabs from the Mummy movies, who implant their whatever into his body. This is how he gains the ability to heal himself when his health is low and take damage. Also, when you're playing co-op, which I'll talk about later, there is a different player that your mate plays as. He doesn't have a name and is never seen in cutscenes, and the story is that Nathan is all alone in this big Chimeran base, for example, and this character was merely stuffed in there for co-op. There isn't anything bad about that, but maybe if they added in a background story to this mysterious man. Now, the other main characters in the game are, most obviously, the Chimera. They all come in different shapes and sizes and are all unique in their own way. Some are big, some are small, some are strong, and some are weak. Most of them put up a good fight, and it's very interesting to look through the documents you collect to see more in-depth looks at the aliens. Resistance Fall of Man is an FPS game, no doubt. All of it is set in first-person view from Nathan's perspective, besides in the cutscenes. While there are many FPS games, this game is solid fun, and the only parts where you aren't in action is when you're stuck and don't know where to go, or when you're in the Jeep trying to find out where you need to go and what you need to do. Pretty straightforward standard FPS game. It's not that special, but by all means it's not bad. The controls are almost perfect. You're always using ranged guns. The only melee attack is when you whack your gun against your opponent with triangle. They're basically the same as any old shooter, but the only issue I had with it was when you zoomed in with your gun, you had to click down the R3 button to do it, which is kind of annoying to do, but nothing too bad. I must say these are definitely good graphics, especially since it's one of the very first PlayStation games to be released with the system. They are spectacular, even better in high def. There aren't many, or any at all, technical issues or blocky figures, all smoothly shaded and well done. The cutscenes and gameplay graphics actually look exactly the same, except for the big cinematics, such as the ending and a few others, when it showed brightness and finer details. The big thing I couldn't get over was when I was up one end of the battlefield with a sniper rifle. I zoomed into the safe house, which is at the other end, and on one of the signs I could read the writing. I guess it's not that big a deal, but in other games it might not have exact writing. But for your information, it said no pedestrians past this point. There actually is a bad thing in this game. Yes, you heard me. And that bad thing is the music. It's pretty good at first, but it's just so annoying. It's literally the same World War II inspired trumpeted drum tone over and over again. Luckily there is no in-game music, but in the main menu and lobby loading up your multiplayer match, it's just so repetitive. Although waiting for an online game to start up and listening to the annoying and boring music over and over again, multiplayer is one of Resistance's strong points. You have 3 options of multiplayer. One is to play local co-op in the storyline. Another is to play locally with up to 4 players, and the last is to play up to 40 players online. They're all fun and all very immersive. In 4-player local or 40-player online, you can have death matches where you must kill everyone you see until you achieve the highest amount of kills. Team deathmatch, the same thing but with teams. Capture the flag, where one team needs to capture the other team's flag and take it to their base, and more, such as Meltdown and Breach. They're all so fun, and you can adjust basically anything. Time limit, kill limit, weapons, health, etc. When you're in the online lobby, you can either go to ranked match, where you enter a random game with people of your skill level, custom match, where you select a number of options and automatically search for a game, or creator match, where you get to do just that. I played this game so much online, and it was fun every match I was in. So this is a moderately long game. It didn't take very long to complete it in co-op with my mate, but it's longer in single player campaign, mostly because you'll die a lot more when you're playing on your own. It could easily be finished in about a week, maybe longer if you're pacing yourself. It's not really long, but not really short either. Around 10 to 15 hours it will last you in campaign mode. But then when you're done with the story, you wouldn't really play it again. It just doesn't seem as fun as the first time you do it. I doubt you would go through it again unless you wanted to collect all the pages of some report and unlock other weapons, so the only reason to keep playing this is probably the multiplayer. Resistance Fall of Man has amazing multiplayer, an interesting story and superb graphics. The only bad things are that the replay value and maybe the length aren't that good. The characters and camera are cool in their own ways too. So this was basically the best game on the PlayStation 3, but other games have came out since then, so if you want a better shooter game, there are games like Metal Gear Solid 4 and Call of Duty 4. But seeing as though this game has gone platinum and is fairly cheap, this is a must-have game if you're looking for a compelling story, so the bottom line is, get it. Story 4 out of 5, characters 5, gameplay 4, controls 4, graphics 5, music 1, multiplayer 5, length 3, replay value 2. Overall rating 8. Awesome.